Welcome into the shop. I'm Kate, and this is the Little Shop on MaryKnoll. And this is Cha-Ching number 6, and it is for the week of February 1st through the 7th. And I had a total of 17 sales across 2 platforms, eBay and Etsy, for a total of $489.53 profit. So I guess the real question is, what sold? Okay, so let's get into what sold this week. This week felt a little slow to me. It just almost like less than a little drip. It just felt really slow. But I did get 17 sales, so that's good, right? So let's start off with Sunday. Sunday, the 1st, my first sale of the week was Calling All Cooks Cookbook, Telephone Pioneers of America, Alabama, Chapter 34, 1982. This is actually my second time selling this cookbook, and I still have one more in the shop. I bought all 3 at different locations, all from estate sales though, and the one that's left is in the best condition. This one that I just sold was better than the first one that I sold. The first one I sold, man, it was rough, but somebody bought it within 3 days. So I think this is a very beloved cookbook. So I actually purchased this on 116 for $1. I got it listed. I got it listed on 2-1. So this is what happened. Somebody messaged me and I had the really good one up and they wanted it for a much cheaper price. And I said, I'm not really willing to let go of this one because it's in pristine condition. However, I do have a second copy that's not up, that's not in as good condition. And I'd be willing to let that go for that price. And they didn't really reply, but I told them anyways, I'm going to put it up. So it'll be up in a few minutes. And I did. I got this. I took new pictures. I got the book up and somebody else bought it. They offered me a lower number and I was like, sure, take it. I just thought that was really funny. So I did put it up on 2-1. It sold on 2-1 and it sold for an offer of $17, and that made my profit $12.25 in 0 days. So I thought that was really interesting. Okay, my second order was over on Etsy. This print was so beautiful. It is called The Front Parlor by William McGregor Paxton. It was an 8 by 8.5 professionally framed, and I had it listed as cottage core English cottage. I had purchased this particular picture on September 19th for $5 at an estate sale. I got it up by 9/26 for $34, and it did sell for my full asking price of $34, allowing me to net $24.63 in 128 days. She was beautiful and she hung on my wall. Actually, right above these two. She was here and now she's not. So I hope the next person really enjoys her. All right, moving on to Monday. I had one single sale. It was over on eBay. It was a vintage Everlast leather weightlifting belt, large, 34-40, made in the USA. And it did have a signature on the inside, HAP. And it was an awesome belt. I remember picking it up at an estate sale. It was in the garage. I was like, dude, this is leather. This is leather and an old school weightlifting belt. I picked it up for $10 on 12/5. I got it listed on 12/9 because I was kind of excited about it for $39.99, and it did sell on the 2nd for my full asking price, allowing me to net $21.07 in 55 days. So I hope whoever is getting this belt, may they lift heavy. Okay, jump into Tuesday. I had 2 sales on Tuesday, and we're going to start off with a sale on Etsy. I have a feeling this is going to be a Valentine's gift, a very cool Valentine's gift. My first sale was this owl cuff. I don't have the date in which I purchased this, but I did purchase it for $4. I know exactly where I got it from. It was an antique mall in Mobile. So I picked it up. I loved the detail on it. So I got that for $4 and I listed it on 725 for 20 and I got my full asking price on the 3rd, allowing me to net $13.68 in 193 days. Lots of interest on this owl. I mean, a lot of interest. A lot of people would like this item, but it did take a little while to sell, and that was fine because I only had $4 in it. So I was happy to let it sit until somebody wanted to grab it. All right, the next order I had was also on Etsy. It was this vintage ornate antique brass tone picture frame easel back tabletop frame cottage decor, 6.5 by 4. Again, it was very pretty. I purchased this sometime in October for $2. I got it listed on January 5th for $24.99, and it did sell on the 3rd for my full asking price of $24.99, allowing me to net $21.16 in just 29 days. So I do pretty good with frames in my shop. People seem to really like and enjoy buying frames, which I can't blame them. I like picking them up. So yeah, I'll definitely be picking up more frames. There's plenty of frames in my shop. All right, let's jump to Wednesday. Wednesday was like an explosion of sales, right? So 2 on Sunday, 1 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, and then we get to Wednesday, and my eBay store was like, it was crazy. Okay, so we started Wednesday off with this sale of 10 Dansk Lisa 8-inch soup spoons. It's a discontinued pattern. I sold 10 of the spoons for $75. This was a great because I picked them up in November 1st. I got the whole set for $5 at a garage sale, a whole set of them for $5. And I already sold 2 of the lots. So everything is just profit at this point. So they sold, I had them listed for $75. I got my full asking price, allowing me to net $56.79 in just 95 days. So that was a great sale for me. Okay, the next one was this vintage 1994 Charlie Trotter's Cookbook Chicago hardcover 10-speed press. I did go to this one estate sale. I did haul that estate sale too. I had a lot of cookbooks. They just must have loved to entertain. They had all the cookbooks. So I got this one recently, January 17th. I paid $1.50 for it. I got it listed by the 22nd of January for $39.99, and I did get my full asking price, allowing me to net $29.63 in just 13 days. So that was a great sale, and that was on eBay. My next sale is also on eBay. It was a La Crusette black matte licorice 9-inch panini press cast iron ribbed vintage. This was a fun pickup, which I also was able to haul. This I picked up in Birmingham on January 2nd. I picked it up at Love Lady. I had it listed on the January 12th for $89.99, and then I did take it on an offer for $75. I was happy to take the offer of $75, allowing me, I'm sorry, it was not, did I say $1.50? It cost me $15. On January 2nd, I picked this up for $15. I listed it for $89.99, and then it sold on an offer for $75, allowing me to net $58.97 in just 23 days. It was awesome. And then I had another order on eBay. Are you seeing a pattern here? I had another order on eBay. It was this Diamond Select John Wick Deluxe 7-inch action figure with dog 2019. So this was actually an incomplete lot. I did not have everything that came with John Wick. So this was actually a Christmas present to our eldest son. We bought him a model car, John Wick's car, and with the paint and everything. And then I bought him the figures because I thought it'd be kind of cool to set the car up with the figures. And the figures came with all like the guns and stuff like that, but we couldn't find the guns. And he never put the car together. I think my younger son tried to put the car together, but it didn't go together very well. Anyways, apparently it wasn't a high quality model car system. So nobody was using these. I put them up for sale. So I have nothing into them. I put them up for sale. I don't even know when because I didn't record it like I usually do. I just know that they sold on an offer and I was allowed to net. I think they sold for 15, if I'm not mistaken. I had them listed for 25. They sold for 15, which allowed me to net $10.87. And I'm happy they're not here anymore. And hopefully somebody else is going to be able to use them. My next order is also on eBay. It was this Tissus Tosselli olive branch tablecloth, Provence cotton made in France, 60 by 4. So I picked this up at an estate sale on January 9th for $3. I had it listed on the 14th, January 14th for $54.99. It did sell on the 4th on offer for $36, allowing me to net $25.35 in just 21 days. This tablecloth, which also came with an oven mitt, was so beautiful. It really was. It's not my style in my house, which I'm kind of all over the place. But and it's not big enough for my dining room table either. So, but this was really beautiful. And I hope somebody picked it up. They live in Maine. So this went to Maine. Very excited about that. So hopefully she enjoys it. All right. My next order, we're still on Wednesday, was also on eBay. It was Man and His Symbols by Carl G. Jung, 1964. This was the 1983 reprint, hardcover psychology book. I picked this book up on December 18th. It was the last estate sale that I went to for the year. I picked it up for $2. I had it listed on 12/27. I want to say $55. So I had it listed on eBay and Etsy. On Etsy, I had it listed for 120, something like that, 130, because that's what this book has sold for on Etsy. But I definitely lowered the price on eBay, and I listed it for $55, and it did sell for my full asking price on eBay of $55, allowing me to net $41.36 after 39 days. Now that book actually sells for a little bit more, but I rescued that book from like a garage. And so I definitely put in the description that it had a musty smell. I did not try to do anything to get rid of the musty smell. I heard you can probably put books like that in a bag with baking soda. But I didn't do any of that. So I just put it in the description that it definitely has a musty smell. And then I lowered the price and didn't ask for as much. Same thing with Etsy. It sold for more on Etsy, but because mine did have a musty smell, I brought the price down, even though the price was so much more than eBay. But I was happy to see it go after 39 days. I had to tell you what I net, right? $41.36, just in case I didn't say it. Okay. Then I did have a sale on Etsy. It was this cameo right here. It is a vintage cameo creation portraits, ornate oval frame, Regency decor, Victorian decor. So what you're going to see on screen is not what sold. There was a pair, and a lady reached out to me on Etsy and said, you know what? I really just want the one, not the other. Do you mind splitting them up? I had this pair up for $60. And I said, absolutely. I'd be happy to split them up. She was so grateful because she just wanted the one. So I quickly relisted it and she bought it immediately. And so I can't get a sold because what I did was I just relisted and I took the one out and just showed the one that was left. So this one doesn't look like it's sold, and this one isn't sold. This one is still in my shop. She bought a different one. It's actually a girl and she's looking off to the side like that. Very pretty. So Countess Cameo, I purchased her, these lovely ladies, on October 10th for $3. I got them listed on October 26th for $60. Then I had the exchange with her. So it did sell on the 4th for my full asking price of $30, allowing me to net $23.09. So it's one of those items that you pick up that you really love, and then you just wonder what kind of house they're going to be in. And I am lucky enough that the woman who did purchase it, she received it, it arrived safely, and she showed me a picture on a review on my Etsy shop, so you can see it if you want. She's holding it up against the gallery wall she's going to put it on, and it's gorgeous. Like, it totally belongs in her house. So I was very, very excited about that. Okay, this next sale I purchased thinking that would probably sell, somebody else would want it, but secretly hoping that, like, if it doesn't sell, I'm fine with that. I will hang it up myself. I sold this vintage cross stitch and embroidery, Give Us This Day, Our Daily Bread, on linen, and it was framed, and I had cottagecore written on it. This was a sale over on eBay, and we're also on Friday. I don't think I had any sales on Thursday. Yeah, no sales on Thursday. So we jumped to Friday the 6th. So I purchased this on September 20th for $39. So I definitely paid up for it. I had it listed by October 5th for $130, and it sold on the 6th for an offer of $105, allowing me to net, because I also had free shipping on there, allowing me to net $37.03 in 124 days. So this was very beautiful. It went just next door to Mississippi, so I hope they love it. Okay, the next item that sold on Friday was this item, which is a vintage Edwardian bronze rabbit sculpture with woven brass baskets and fruit. The fruit and vegetables were porcelain. This was a legit piece. This was really gorgeous. I know it's very dark in the picture when you get to see it, but it is very beautiful. I purchased it on October 2nd for $15. I had it up on October 25th for $150. I was going off of other sold comps. And it did sell on the 6th on an offer for $100. They actually initially offered me $75. I came back with $100, and they bought it for $100, allowing me to net $75.28 in 104 days. So I do really love this bunny. It's a beautiful bunny. Okay, my last sale on Friday was this French laundry cookbook by Thomas Keller, $19.99 hardcover. This was in rough shape. It was stored in that same house where I got the Charlie Trotter book. It wasn't stored properly, and the spine was a little bit crooked. Everything was intact, though. There were some dents on the outside of the book. So this book, just so you know, this French laundry book, it actually can go for a lot of money if it's in really good condition and it has its dust cover. This did not have a dust cover. It wasn't in the best condition. So I just listed it to get it out. And so I picked it up on the 15th for $3. I had it listed by February 5th for $15. And on the 6th, I took an offer of $9, allowing me to net $2.97 in 2 days. But you know what? I'm totally fine with that, because not only did I recoup the money that I put into it, but I did make a little bit more. So is this a home run? No. However, it was a good save because I was able to recoup what I put into it. Was it a good buy? No. Obviously, I should not have bought it. I should have just left it. But I'm still learning, right? I'm relatively new, not even a year into this job. So I am still very much learning. So that wraps up Friday. And then Saturday, we had this sale, which is the 12 Days of Christmas mini gift book, Peter Popper Press, holiday decor, stocking stuffer, vintage style. This is very exciting for me because this sold to a customer that purchased an item from me before. This is my first return customer on Etsy. So I was so excited to have a return customer. I picked this book up on 116 for $1. I had it listed by 130 for $16.99, and it did sell on offer on the 7th for $14, allowing me to net $11.26 in 8 days. I believe who bought it was Jennifer. So Jennifer, if you just happen to see this video, which I doubt you will, but if you do, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being my first repeat customer. You gave me a boost, and I needed it. So, okay, my last sale was this vintage Burwood Crane Heron wall plaque, 1973 diamond frame Hollywood Regency decor. This I just hauled for you guys. There was a set of 4. I did decide to list them separately. I felt like I was really shrinking my customer pool if I listed all 4 together. I think that's a much smaller pool of people who would want all 4 of them together on their wall. So I did split them up, and it sold. This I purchased on 129 for $6. I took the total, so I bought all 4 for 24, so I just divided. I picked this one up for $6. It sold, or I had it listed on 2/2 for $34.99. It sold on 2/7 for my full asking price, allowing me to net $24.14 in just 5 days. I was able to net the amount of buying all of them. So the next time I sell one of these, it'll just be pure profit. I won't have to subtract. I won't even have to subtract what the item cost me. Now, is that a little unfair because I said that this one cost me $6? I don't know. It's my business though, and I'm allowed to do what I want to do. And when I saw that number, when I saw 24, I was like, I paid $24 for all 4. So the next time I sell one, then I'm covered. This one sale will cover the other 3. So, and the other 3 do have some interest on them. But yeah. So that wraps up my week of sales. Not a bad week. It just felt slow. But if I thought this week felt slow, for heaven's sakes, this week is, feeling a little dismal. But we'll talk about that next week. So thank you so much for joining me. And hopefully I will see you guys on Sunday with my next haul video. Have a great week, guys.